This is Matthew chapter 5 and breaking down the Bible for beginners. This chapter follows Jesus preaching the Sermon on the Mount. See, when you read this chapter, you can't help but wrestle in your flesh a little bit. Because immediately Jesus lists off those who are blessed in the kingdom of heaven. He says, blessed are the poor in spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. Blessed are the meek. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Blessed are the merciful. Blessed are the pure in heart. Blessed are the peacemakers. As a follower of Christ, these are the characteristics that we need to be striving for. What Jesus is saying is that if you want to be blessed in heaven, then you need to be like me. You need to act like me. You need to carry yourself like me. Be poor in spirit. Be merciful. Make peace with everyone, including your enemies. Then Jesus continues and he describes the identity of a follower of Christ. He calls us the salt of the earth. He calls us the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Let that light shine before others. Let others see the work that God has done in your life. When people see you, they need to be seeing Christ. The problem is that there's too many of us trying to dim our light so that we could fit in with the darkness of the world. Let your light shine before the world. Then Jesus continues and he explains his purpose, that he's not here to abolish the law, but he's here to fulfill it, so that the world may know exactly why he is the perfect sacrifice. And then Jesus continues, and this is where you start to go, See, then Jesus starts talking about very difficult subjects that we face as followers of Christ. He starts talking about anger. He says that if anyone's angry or comes at their own brother or sister sideways, they will be judged. He says if you want to be made right with God, get right with your brother first. Get right with your sister first. Then Jesus goes on to talk about lust. He says that even if you look upon a woman or a man with lustful intent, then you've already committed adultery in your heart. He then proceeds to say that anything that is leading you to sin, cut it off. Cut off those temptations. Cut off those stumbling blocks. See, the more that Jesus preaches in Matthew chapter 5, the more that we wrestle in our flesh. We don't want to do these things. Jesus says that we should not swear. Then he says we should not seek retaliation. The whole eye for an eye thing, dead it. If your brother hits one cheek, give him the other. If your brother wants your shirt, give him your pants and your jacket. If someone is begging you for money or anything, give it to them. And the last thing that Jesus touches upon, one of the hardest pills to swallow, love your enemies. Bless your enemies. Pray for those who hurt you. Pray for those who betrayed you. Pray for those who abused you, misused you. This is what it means to follow after Christ. Being a believer, being a follower of Christ is so much more than just reading your Bible and praying every day. Actually, reading your Bible and praying every day is just about 50% of it. The other 50% is shown by the life that you live. Matthew chapter 5 makes you question yourself. It makes you ask yourself the difficult questions. Can I stop looking at someone with lustful eyes? Can I really love my enemies? Can I forgive my enemies? Can I bless my enemies? Can I follow every commandment that God has given me? Can I honor God's commands? Are you willing to deny your flesh, to deny your desires, your attitudes, your behaviors, and live the life that Christ is calling you to live? I know it's not easy to accept. I know it's not easy to follow, but are you willing to do it anyways? Are you willing? Remember that many are called, but only a few are chosen.